Right. Good evening, students. So I want to take you to introduction to AutoCAD 2007. This is a basic version of the AutoCAD 2000, AutoCAD software. It is already developed AutoCAD 2020, AutoCAD 2019. But if you start with this basic, you grow into AutoCAD later versions until you develop, as I was saying before, a software that are oriented to your program for architecture, for land survey, for mechanical engineers. But this is basic for everyone. So when you want to open up AutoCAD, I've already opened it here. You just double click here on the desktop icon, or if your installation was a success. So this window comes. So I want to introduce you to this window so that you know it. This is your your, your title bar. You see, it's written AutoCAD 2007. It gives you the version of the AutoCAD. This one is your menu bar. It's composed of pull-down menus. You can see here. These are your pull-down menus, right? These menus you must this is where your knowledge should be exploited by knowing, particularly this insert, format, tools, draw. You must know these drawings. Or these are commands. Draw a line, draw a ray, draw a construction line, multiple line, polyline, rectangle, arc, donut, circle, UH. See, these are your commands. Text. We'll do all this. Dimension, how you dimension a linear, inclined, radius, modify. You've drawn something, you've drawn a model, you might want to modify its radius, its length. These are modification tools. Modification icons. Window, help. You might want some help. Sometimes you might get it. Sometimes you have to go to Google. Sometimes you have to go to your friends. Sometimes you have to go to your lecturer. This is your help. So these menus, if you know AutoCAD, if you drop all this and you know every one of these, then you mastered AutoCAD. Then after that, there is this side. This one here, you can put your tools. I can actually shift this a series of commands to here. It becomes a toolbar. This you can put tools here, and here also you can put some tools on the left. The popular tool to put on this left side is the command toolbar. Then the popular toolbar to be placed on this side is the modification toolbar, which is called modify toolbar. But you can pull it and you can bring it here. But mostly you want to put them on the sides here. Here, command toolbar. There, it's what? It's a modify toolbar. So command, example of a command is draw a line, draw a rectangle, draw a circle, draw an ellipse, draw a H line. You were doing a manual drawing, you know what is hatching now. An example of a modification tool is you can copy something that you have drawn. You want to copy it, you want to mirror it, you want to offset it, you want to rotate it, scale it, you want to trim, you see from the ways they are already describing to you, you want to shape it. And it is modifying something that has already been drawn. So with that, we call it an introduction. Then here at the bottom here is the coordinate display. Here if I click line, it's the coordinate display. which takes place here, right? It's the area here, the coordinate display. Then after the coordinate display, there is what we call status bar, which is this one. You know, on snap, on grid, on, off. See grid, there's a grid already there, activated, grid deactivated, auto on, auto off. If you put auto on, you can only draw horizontal and vertical lines. If you put auto off, you can draw in a line in any inclination. Then polar, when you want to draw a line using angle as one of the parameters of description. Then on snap, it helps you to identify a point easily. You see, when snap is off, it doesn't tell you where you are. But if when snap is on, it approximates the position where you are. So it must be on. Then there's on track, darks, dynamic, lightweight, model, all those things are your status. Then we want to give it a start, right? So if I highlight all this using my mouse, and by the way, if you don't have a mouse, you won't be able to draw. You have difficulties to draw. So on your mouse, remember there's a left button, a left click button, and a right click button, and a middle button. I think that you must know. Then the middle one is a wheel, a small little wheel. If you roll it forwards and backwards, it zooms in and out. Then if you click your right mouse, it brings your menu of the command that you have given. Then if you go to your left mouse, you choose what has been displayed, one of the attributes of the displayed menu. So when I say left mouse, right mouse, click, you guys should know. Like when I want to start now with me, if I want to highlight all those lines in order that I delete them, I highlight them using the left click button. Then I click delete, or if I right click, then the menu comes and I go inside. I will meet that this time is not there. So I click delete from the keyboard, right? So let's give it a try. Then I go to line commands using the left click button. Then I click here already in the command line or on the taskbar. It's already asking me. You have asked for the command line. You tell us the first point. So I just click first point using the UCS. It's not exactly 100. Then if I click on auto on, see my line. If I move my mouse, my line goes to be moving throughout the canvas of 360. But if I click auto on, it's on either horizontal line or vertical line. Sometimes there's a situation where you require that, right? So what do I do now? If I want to draw a horizontal line on the right side, I just move my cursor so that it's on the horizontal line on the right side, and I click and I write the length. So I write 100. You look on the command on the taskbar. You find the, if I write 100 and I say enter, it is now, it is a drawn a 100 mm line. If I zoom it, it will be exactly like that. Right? If I incline it vertically and I write again, like say 200, it will draw a line vertically upwards 200, and I press enter. There is my 200 line. Right? Or for moving it up and down, to zoom it for clarity, I just roll the middle button. Right? Then if I incline again my cursor to the left side and I write 100 and enter, my line again goes. And then if I pick where I've started and I click again left mouse button click, then it joins all the lines from the to that start point. If I click escape, that command of line has been left, and then I have a rectangle like this. Very easy. See? So let us say I want to delete that, then I can just highlight it using the left mouse button. I drag and continuously pressing the left mouse button, and I drag and I just cover the whole model, and then I click delete, and then it's gone. Let us say I want to draw an inclined line. We call it a polar line. So if I go line and then I click anyway, this is what we call the graphic area. This black area, this is the graphic area where you do your drawing. I do not speak much about the graphic area. This is your graphic area, and then this thing is your UCS, your work coordinate system, right? Your start point. This is your 0, 0. You can shift it to where you want. You can incline it. You will see when you are going to be using. We might incline it. We might shift it to a certain point where that point becomes our 0. And if we incline, we are now drawing certain shapes in certain angles of inclination according to our requirements. Right? So we want to now try and practice an inclined line. So you click on line command. Then in our taskbar is telling us specify first point. So I can even click here on the origin, because it's now auto on. It's either horizontal or vertical. So I click auto off. Then what do I do now? I want to draw an inclined line, which is 100 mm in length, inclined at an angle of 45 degrees. So I click, I press shift at the rate, then I write 100, the length of the line. Then immediately after that, I press again shift smaller than sign. This is for angle. Then I write the magnitude of the angle. Then I press enter. And there you are. Your 45-degree line has been what? Has been drawn. If you right click and you press enter, the command is what is stopped, and then there is your line. Even if you were going to try to dimension that line, you go to dimension and you pick inclined line and you pick that beginning and you pick end. You see the dimension there is 100. Even if you are going to measure the angle, just give it a try, and you want to dimension angular, you want to dimension this and that. No, it doesn't unless there was a line. Let's put a horizontal line there. Right, good. You just want to cross check with really so angular. So we want to click this and that to measure the C 45 degrees. So we managed to draw a polar line. I just wanted to make sure you are with me that we have managed to successfully draw a polar line. Right? So with that, we can now do a more work. Now we know how to draw a horizontal line, we know how to draw a vertical line. Now all line work you can now practice. Right? I start from there, then I go to the origin, line command is there, then I go to origin, I press, then I want to go that direction 100. Right? Then I want to go up in the direction 50. Right? Then I want to go backwards in the direction 10. Right? Then I want to create a polar line which is inclined almost in that position. So if I know the angle of the inclination and the length of the line, I can draw the polar line. For example, let us say my length line is let us say 70, and then so I press shift at the rate 70. Then the angle of inclination, let us say it is 135. 135. Sorry. Then I go shift rather than 135. Then I press enter. See, there is my line. Right? Then I want it again I want now to draw another polar line, maybe which is inclined in this direction. So I must know maybe the angle of the line. Let us say the magnitude of the line is again a 70. So I go press the rate 70. And the magnitude of the angle, I go shift smaller than 5. When we consider an angle, you must consider it the standard way, where the horizontal line is your 0. So it is going 180, slightly more than 180. I say 45. So it will be 225. So go 225. Enter. There is your line. Then maybe again it went horizontal by 10. So I go 10. Enter. Then maybe it went down by my photo is off. Now I can put auto on because I want to create vertical line. It goes down by 50. 50. Then I can go back to the origin. Then if I want to quit the drawing, I can press escape or press enter. And then there is my what? Is my drawing. I've used both a line command where I knew the coordinates, so I can just use auto coordinates, or I also drawn using a polar line where I know the angle of the line and what and the the length of the line and its angle. So if I click the start point, then I mention the length of the line and also the angle of the line, I end up with the shape like that. Right? So with that, you guys should be able to draw any shape which has got straight lines, which are either horizontal or inclined, right? Then with that practice, I want to bring some more extra knowledge concerning modification of lines. Let us say I've got a shape or a line, which is crossing over there. I've drawn that line, right? I escape it. Then I draw another line. I'm just drawing random lines. I remove auto. And I end it there. Then I can right click and enter or press escape. So I want to teach you the trim command, how it works. So let us say I want to trim this. You see, this is, let us say this is my boundary for the trimming. So this upper part of this inclined line I want to trim off. This upper part also I want to trim off, so that, and also this line I want to trim it off, so that I just remain. When I come from that side, I go to that juncture and I go straight this way and I go down. That I want to remove by modification called trim. So I go and click on trim command, and it asks me select cutting edges. So this is my cutting edge, right? Then they say, now if this is your cutting edge, you tell us the lines that you want to trim. So then I say enter. Then I want to click this line. I'm already cutting using this cutting edge, and I trim. Let's go on snap. Okay, fine. My snap is on. Yeah, fine. And then I go to this line. I don't want it to be problems with a lot of shape. Right, good. So I've removed this snap one to make it more flexible, because it want to snap the nearest point. So if I click again, it's gone. I click that one, it's gone. I click, that is the boundary. If I click this one, it does not go because it's not associated to the boundary, right? Then I escape. Let us say I want to remove now this part and that part. So what do I use as my boundary? This one, I use this as my boundary. So I go to trim, then I select the cutting edge. This is my cutting edge. I can also select another cutting edge. This is my cutting edge. Then I say enter. Then what do I want to trim off? I want to trim that. I want to trim that, because they go on my cutting edge. Then I press escape. This one I might not want to trim it. I just want to delete it. So I highlight it using the right mouse button. Then I delete it, and there is your shape. Right? So you have learned the line command. You have learned the polar line, which is inclined. You have learned the trim command today, and then you must apply that. I want to teach you. I want to introduce you to some few commands, like say, for example, mirror. If I put a line here and I draw it, auto on, and I draw it, so auto, draw it like this. Then I want to mirror this model using this mirror line. So I select mirror, then I select all this body, then I say enter. Then they say specify first point of mirror. See, it's not specifying a point. So I go to snap on, so that it's easy to pick a point. There you go. Snap. You see, it's already coming. There is a second point of mirror. It asks you, do you want to erase the source object? This is the source object. If you want to erase it, you just say yes. If you don't want to erase it, you just say no. Defaultly, it picks no. So if you agree with the default, you just leave it. And you say enter. There is your what? Your mirror. So you realize by just one drawing, you can now produce another drawing just by mirroring. That you can do in your manual drawing. Check copy. Yes, copy modification. Copy. Select objects to copy. Select this whole thing. Then I say enter. Specify base point. This is the base point. Then there is specify second point. So second point is where I want to copy it. If I remove auto on, so that I can put it on any point. Copy there, copy there, copy there, copy there. It's nice, man. Copy there. Then if I'm done, I just right click and then press enter using the left click. So we've learned copy, we've learned mirror, we want to learn offset, right? So let us press offset. We specify offset distance. So we say 100. Enter. Select object to offset. Then this is the object to offset. Select point on site to offset. This is the point on site to offset. Easy, right? And it's very conversational. Some of the things you just go by the conversation. Then there is this modification called the array. We'll do this later. Array. I want you to practice what you have already learned. Array. We'll do that later. Offset we've done. Rotate. If you want to rotate this feature, for example, this escape. I highlighted this. Then I say rotate. It says select a base point, the rotation point. It's already rotating. By moving the mouse, I can rotate, or by writing the angle here, I can rotate. So let us say I want to rotate it 90 degrees. So I just write here 90 degrees. Enter. It is rotated. Right? Scale. You can scale it. Stretch it. So some of these things you can practice even before I introduce you to them. So with this, I will want you to practice drawing some shapes. I will try and send you some shapes which are very simple on your group email, and then you try and practice them. Right? When you've done that, I will send you another tutorial to draw more complex lines, complex models, which involves arcs and tangents and the curves. And after we've done that, we do edging. After that, we've done that, we do some dimensioning. After we've done that, we do some 3D drawings, and after that we do more and more until we finish. With that, I want to thank you for listening.